Many a woman, and more than a few men too, have fewer wrinkles instead of more as they get older. That's because of an FDA decision 10 years ago that allowed a new use for a once thought poison drug. Serena Altschul has the story.
Dr. Alan Scott changed the face of America.
You never know what's going to happen the first time you do these things.
In the decades since, his invention has become an industry.
We tell patients, everything in moderation is good, including Botox.
Botox turns 10, complete with some new wrinkles, ahead on Sunday morning.
Coming up.
Have you heard the expression Botox?
Botox. No, but I like that.
Remember when Botox was the latest wrinkle?
I made a little decision I hope you'll be happy about.
Oh, honey, you finally got Botox.
No, I did not get Botox.
I'm telling you, Carrie, you're gonna love it.
That Botox-assisted about face was a gag line on the TV series Sex and the City. Thanks to the Food and Drug Administration's decision 10 years ago to approve the drug's use for cosmetic purposes. Serena Altschul now with a portrait of the inventor as a surprised doc.
Dr. Alan Scott literally changed the face of America, but he never saw it coming.
You never know what's going to happen the first time you do these things.
In the 1980s, the San Francisco ophthalmologist was looking for a cure for crossed eyes. He found it, but what he also found was an unexpected side effect of his magical injection that left everyone else wide-eyed.
Some of these patients would kind of joke and say, "Oh, doc, I've come to get the lines out." And I would laugh, ha ha, but I really wasn't tuned into the practical and valuable aspect of that.
Very valuable. More on that later. The drug Dr. Scott invented was Botox.
Wow. It's not magic. It's Botox Cosmetic.
And of course, his accidental discovery was that it made wrinkles disappear. You might be surprised to learn that Botox is made from a purified, mostly harmless neurotoxin that causes the disease botulism.
On the count of 3, a little stick.
The drug temporarily paralyzes the facial muscles that cause wrinkles and frown lines,
Massaging it into your super.
essentially turning back the clock for 3 to 4 months.
So Botox came around and made it possible for people to do something without getting surgery and without just hoping that something would work.
Linda Wells is editor-in-chief of Allure magazine.
It's become part of really what women can use in their arsenal to try to fight the looks of aging. When it's well done, you don't really know it's there.
No wonder that for many in Hollywood, Botox has become the drug of choice. From the red carpet to tabloid magazines, we often hear whispers of, did she or didn't she? And these days, it's far more than just Tinseltown chasing the fountain of youth. Since its FDA approval for cosmetic use 10 years ago, Botox has moved mainstream. It's now the #1 cosmetic medical treatment in the country, with nearly 6 million procedures last year.
So let's just take a look here.
And at $350 a treatment, personal trainer Lisa Miller is a believer.
It takes like a couple of days for it to really take full effect, but I love it because it just helps me feel young, especially in pictures.
And then all of your friends were like, what are you doing? I need to know.
Absolutely. A lot of my clients are always like, how come you always look so refreshed? So I shared my secret. I'm happy to.
Lisa's cosmetic physician, Dr. Mitch Chasin, says that secret is mustn't overdo.
We tell patients, everything in moderation is good, including Botox. And if a little bit is good, doesn't mean a lot is better. You know who the worst offenders are? Celebrities. Celebrities come in and they want more, and they want more, and they want more.
when more becomes too much. The result is what's come to be called frozen face, an issue that Joy Behar and Jenny McCarthy discussed on Behar's talk show.
Do you get Botox?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I've been doing it. I love it.
I love it too. I don't have. You know, the key is minimal, and you know, otherwise it is frozen, and you lose. Especially if you're trying to be funny or comedic at all, then you're just like ha ha ha.
Not everyone is on the Botox bandwagon. A-list actors like Kate Winslet, Meryl Streep, and Melissa Leo are against the procedure, saying it ruins their craft because an immovable face can mean an unmemorable performance.
Almost from the beginning, Botox has been controversial. I think it's much more accepted now than it's ever been, but it still has an association with artifice and with trickery and with a kind of false manipulation of what nature should do.
Well, I have a couple deep lines here.
Whatever you make of it, more and more of us are using it. And men, this includes you.
Have you heard the expression Botox?
Botox. No, but I like that. That makes it sound like it's, you know, manly, which is good.
Last year, more than 300,000 men took their best shot at looking younger.
Where do your headaches start?
Well, in the front, they always start on this side above this.
And then there are a growing number of patients like Laura Doherty. Her Botox habit isn't about the wrinkles, it's about the pain.
I have terrible migraines to the point where I actually lose the vision in one eye, terrible pain, nausea, vomiting. I'm literally completely incapacitated for a day, sometimes longer.
This 47-year-old mother of two knows Botox has other, less narcissistic side effects.
Absolutely life-changing. Complete turnaround.
Botox has made you more functional.
Absolutely.
Since 2002, Botox has been FDA approved for all kinds of therapeutic applications, including migraines, severe sweating, muscle stiffness, and just recently, urinary incontinence. 10 years later, more patients and more procedures mean more money for everyone in the Botox industry, right? Well, that brings us back to the man who started it all.
I was a pretty good doctor and not a bad lab worker, but I was not a great business person.
In 1990, Dr. Alan Scott sold his stake in Botox to the pharmaceutical company Allergan for a paltry $8 million. Today's reported sales of the drug, more than $1 billion a year and counting. Enough to give anyone wrinkles. Luckily, there's a cure for that. Happy birthday, Botox. You don't look a day over 7.